How to get a good job in a nice enough company as a software engineer? That's the question like everybody is going through. Like when you are doing software engineering or maybe computer science engineering as a BTech in India especially, you like this sentence, this question is going through your mind. And today you're gonna look at one of the stories, one of the happiest and one of the successful, if I talk about like 2 years after graduation. So if I talk about that period of time, one of the happiest and one of the successful coder that I know, that was from my batch. I know him like from 5 years now, and he's so genuinely happy with his job. So I just wanted to set the context before we jump right into his story. Listen to the full story. I hope, and I'm sure, I'm quite pretty much sure that you're gonna get the value out of it.
So Jatin, how did your journey started towards the technical things? Because I've always seen you as a geeky person. You were the most geekiest person that I know in my class. So like what fascinated you in your when you were started, like first of all, like how old were you, and like
So it all started back in high school. So my parents got me a computer in 2009 or 10, I guess.
okay
So the only thing I did was play games.
okay like everybody else.
And then I wanted to look cool, so I googled how to make viruses.
Cool.
So I did that.
Uh-huh.
They were pretty simple viruses. Copy paste bunch of things and impress people in our school.
Okay.
That I know so much, even
Okay.
though I didn't know anything.
Uh-huh.
Then in 2000,
So you just googled, copy pasted some code and
ran it. We called them script kiddies.
uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I was a script kiddie. So I did that. Then in 2011, I saw an ad for Ubuntu.
Okay.
That's when it all changed. So
I never knew Ubuntu did ads.
so they even shipped CDs to you from South Africa to India.
All right.
So I learned about Linux. I thought that's a different Windows. I didn't know about operating systems. I didn't know there was Linux. I thought that's a cool looking window, use it.
Uh-huh.
So I started using it, burned lot of CDs, tried out many distributions. I was in 11th class, I think. That's when it was by the end of the 10th class. We get a vacation of 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
So people usually go out to gym and play, visit the relatives.
I went out to gym, yeah.
You look like you went to gym.
All right.
So, yeah, I experimented with computers, played lots of games, started making viruses. I thought I was cool. I knew it all. So then results came out. I supposedly got 10 CGPA.
Okay.
So as per the school, if you have a 10 CGPA, you are good to be a doctor. If you have 9 CGPA, you are good to be a non-medical and you will become an engineer.
So either an engineer or a doctor.
I was assigned, no, not by the parents, but by the school.
Okay.
By school.
Okay.
So as per them, 10 pointers are the brilliant. They can be doctor. 9 pointers are less intelligent.
I think I was 9 pointer. 8.8 maybe. Anyway.
So they assigned me medical. So I studied medical for 1 week.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So apparently my school thought that starting classes early is the way to go. So ideally every school had a 3-month vacation period. Our school didn't. They said come in the first week of April. I did. Out of 200 only 40 people came. So they scraped the experiment. Then I got back my holidays, my freedom.
Okay.
That's when I experimented with computers, and when I got back I told the principal that.
So it was basically out of just curiosity, like
Yes.
everyone started.
To look cool.
To look cool. So you were the cool geeky kid.
Or I thought so.
Or you thought so.
So that's how it all started. Then I fought with the principal that I don't want medical science, I want computer science. Even though he said that intelligent people go with medical and less intelligent go in computer science.
All right.
So I even thought that computers are easy, what do you need to know? Just type and use basic services.
Okay.
So I had a plan that I can be a doctor and tinker with computer as well. So but then I scraped the plan. And in 11th we had C++ like most of the guys.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We also had a book on C++. So I typed the whole thing in a notepad and waited. Something will happen, but nothing. Nothing happened. So I was
Okay.
very juvenile. I thought this could work. Very amateur. So yeah, at the same time I discovered Linux. So what I used to do after class, after tuitions, I used to come home, learn about different distributions, burn them to my CD, install it on my local hard drive, wipe all the data every time. Then once I jammed the CD tray. So
Super.
I apparently spent 1,000 rupees on CDs. So
Wow.
in 11th class we had a physics teacher. So once I was joking about Windows being bad, not the actual window, but not the actual operating system window, but the window we use, Windows and door. So I told him Windows is already bad, don't turn it off, don't shut it off. So I talked something about Linux and he said, oh, you are interested in Linux? You should check out this magazine called Linux for You. So
Your physics teacher got into you, like
yeah, he
the
told me there's a magazine Linux for You. So I ordered that one, I started reading it, and then I said, people wrote articles in that magazine and tips and tricks. I thought they were the really cool, they were the demigod according to me. So I thought they are cool. I started learning things on my own. So the best teacher was the help guide. If you go to F1, you learn about things. The first thing was packets. What is a packet? I didn't know. I searched about packets. Then about the kernel, I knew nothing. I just found a word, Googled it for a day, found another word, Googled it for a day. It was a rabbit hole which I'm still in, not able to get out. But it's cool.
Super. So coming back to like now, like from that point to now, so if you can tell in which company are you working, or if you cannot, just like it's an MNC, but
Yeah, so I work at Zomato.
okay, you work at Zomato.
Online ordering giant. Even though the t-shirt says MNC, from a bug bounty.
Okay.
So yeah, working there is cool.
So coming there from here, like it took you 5 years to be a place, and you look like you are like being happy with all of like with everything that you have.
I will say I'm content.
Okay, not satisfied.
You should never be satisfied.
Cool.
But yeah, it's cool. It's cool working there.
So do you believe our education system has anything to do with like whatever you did until now? Or did degrees matter when you go to get the job in certain kind of...
They certainly do. When they filter out resumes, even though skills are important, but having a good college, a good pedigree is important.
So marks does matter until a point?
Just like money. If you have lots of money, money doesn't matter. Same with marks.
Okay.
If you have
Makes sense.
Same thing.
I know you for like 5 years now, and I've seen you are so much passionate about coding as you are, and like most of people have this assumption, if you are a coder you are being paid well, which is not, it's not the whole reality if we go into the sector like as a whole, but you are being selected because you are good at it and you like it. as I feel. So how do you maintain a balance between getting a skill and getting paid well? It's a balance. It's a mental game and the physical passionate game,
Knowing about people, networking. So if you
that's a good point.
If you know the current situation of the market, what companies are paying, you will know what to tell them when they give you an offer. You should at least know what is the current rate.
So you were actually telling me about a little bit of regret that you have, like asking for less money that they can pay off.
It certainly happens. When I did my GSOC, I was happy. Earlier they used to pay around 3 lakhs, which was enough for a college guy to buy a car. But then they changed it to PPI. So student in every country had different pay. So if you are in India, you were getting paid $1,500 or $2,500. If you are in US, you are getting 5,000.
According to the... So how do you maintain the balance between getting paid well and also doing the passionate work that you're passionate about?
Once you find the good company, see, after a point, money doesn't matter.
After a point, but until then, because for a undergraduate, for a person in like first or second year who is actually starting with the coding life, like how do you propose it, like to get the money, to get the skill? Like
both. When you're starting, you can experiment. You don't have a family, you can experiment and live with less money. But Once
Totally
you grow
agree.
up,
Totally
if
agree.
you have the skills, you can earn anytime.
So for me, like I
So
would
internships are really
I would
important.
say like initially when you don't have any kind of restrictions of money that you have to like pay
You're
to your
free to
family or
experiment.
yeah. So spend all the time that you have in getting the skill that can pay you well in future that you know.
Yes.
So like even work for free if you have to for Google.
No.
Like if you get selected
Don't
for
work
Google, no.
Don't work for free. The good companies won't allow you to work for free.
That's
they
another
value-
point.
They value resources. But if you are looking for good work, sometimes, for example, open source, people don't get paid. But if they are passionate about something, they do it for fun. So main thing is having friends and having fun. So if you have bunch of people and they are just fooling around that they want to scrape
So
something.
your circle does matter. Like yeah.
Absolutely. So if you go to hackathons together, you meet new people.
So it's good to have a circle which can actually motivate you get to the into good skill, good money. Money will follow. That's what I
will
feel.
eventually follow.
Yeah.
If you know the right people, everything is possible.
So it's not about born talent that you were born with. Like it's about knowing something that you're good at and loving it, or maybe the other way around, loving it and like passion and the money.
So if you are passionate about something, most of the times money will follow. Most of the times.
Most of the times.
Even if it doesn't, you learn something out of it.
And like coming to the next question, what exactly motivates you, and what are your future plans that your motivation is leading to?
So it's about making impact with few lines of code. So you can tweak certain lines of code and it reaches thousands, millions of people in a second. And it impacts life. They make their living out of it. So
As you were telling me, like when you were in metro and you see someone ordering from Zomato,
Yes.
and you get the feeling that it's my code,
if it works correctly,
If it
which
works
it does
correctly.
most of the time.
I'm not dieting you. Anyway.
But it's cool to see that you made something and it's working autonomously, which is essentially what computers are for.
Yeah.
Even though you know that they are autonomous, but still you are in amazement that
You are in control.
you are in amazement. It's still working. It's still good.
So, any tips for the person that is exactly starting out or who wants to make the career in software engineering, the whole industry? If he's starting on, maybe he's in the first year of undergrad, maybe he's even drop out. You never know.
So I first, like you said, I first thought about money. So I joined a startup. No, it was not a
Because
startup.
most of the people are exactly like worrying about money because like exactly like 10% of the people are rich, so they can afford to not working, but many of the cases we
So
all
I
are
read somewhere, some guy on YouTube told me, so even if you earn money that supposedly from internships, it's not enough that you can change your lifestyle. So don't run after money in the initial years. Build this skill, money will eventually follow.
makes sense.
Make right kind of friends, have fun, but most importantly, learn something, attend hackathons, contribute to open source, apply for-
Internships.
Yeah, internships are most important. So you will know the real value of money when you earn your hard-earned money. When you try to spend it, you don't spend it.
Because yeah, exactly. So I know a videographer that was online, like his name is D-Rock, like he's following some guy. So what he initially did was he followed like restaurants, went to them, like proposed them a free video ad, like just for free. And then eventually he got into a point that he can afford to do anything that he can.
Yeah, goofing around.
Goofing around, yeah. When you can.
When you can.
So your initial year when you are from like starting from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, like you are like, for me, the age limit is exactly to be like somewhere around 30. So you're free to goof around. Like when you're 30, I feel young,
You don't have family, you can experiment. Even though someone said age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
Someone joked and told me jail is just a room. So
Makes sense.
So even though age matters, if you are passionate about something, it doesn't. So even Henry Ford started Ford when he was 60 years old.
So any last words that you want to say?
So experiment, learn about things, make friends, have fun, have some social skills.
Have some social skill. That.
Because
Are you still struggling? Like, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sir.
cool.
Hope the video was useful for you. If you like the video, throw a thumbs up, comment down whatever you're feeling right now and whatever you want to do, whether you get some clarity or not, whether you get some actual practical steps. Like that's my actual goal through these videos. So just drop down your comments.